Alright, people. What are we gonna do today? We're going to talk about the homeless bans and help. Come here, Reese. Come here. Okay. Go load up. Reese, load up. I said load up. She's having a little fucking whatever. Go. Go lay down. Ain't nobody care. Go. Anyway, so before we was rudely interrupted by the dogums. So, as you know, they're trying to press homeless bans, and some people are just worried. Worried. I understand. There are politicians that aren't for God. They're just truly not for God. So I'm going to talk about displacement. Displacement is terrible on any type of human beings in any type of country. Displacement will disrupt the ecosystem that your town has for the homeless. Business is going to be torn, meaning because in all honesty, homeless is pretty much personal beliefs. And if anybody that is professional at a job would know how to leave professional, or should I say, personal beliefs at home. That's what I think a business shall be uphold. Personal preferences doesn't belong in politics. It doesn't belong in restaurants, convenience stores, wherever you go to buy everyday supplies. That's what I have to say. Before we get too deep into this, this is my message to the world, to the whole entire world. My message is support your local homeless, not your local politicians. They can support themselves. They got millions, probably billions of dollars. They don't do jack squat for you anyway. Yeah, the homeless don't do much either. But if you really want your money to go forth, is pretty much give it to the homeless. I mean, just don't give it to a fucking druggie. Give it to somebody that could use it. Like a person with a dog. Person that's keeping themselves looking clean, looking fresh. Those are the type of people that you can actually start with. I mean, literally, you're just going to a fucking junkie and just continuously allow the cycle to happen. That's one of the negatives. For the bans, for the homeless ban, pretty much they're not saying it's illegal to be homeless, but the ban is actually saying it's illegal to camp. I mean, honestly, this is what I told an officer one time. I've got out of the 14 years that I switched it up, I have never been harassed by a cop. Out of sight, out of mind. But some of these homeless people don't understand that concept. But anyway, well, the cop says you can't sleep under the bridge. He said, where are you going to sleep? You know what I said? Obviously not at your place. He's like, you're a fucking dick. So what? I was like, it's either this bridge or sleep out in the middle of plain sight. The only reason why you saw me is because of I sneezed. I moved. These normal dead people out here, if you're hidden or you make the attempt to hide, you're fine. The ones that are actually making it difficult for the rest of the homeless community, they should be targeted. They should. I mean, not a lot of us homeless people. I mean, there's thousands of subgroups, sub-communities of the homeless. I mean, there's so many to talk about. And the number one thing that does come about is bums. Bums. I mean, anybody can displace a homeless person. I did scour the internet. I did do YouTube, or watch a little bit of YouTube videos. And Washington was a big Washington state. Alaska, they were really big on this, lying to the humans, lying to the homeless, saying that we got you a place, but you got to travel to Hawaii for it. They'll say, we got you a job, we got you an apartment. They're under the assumption that that's where they're going. But no. They're actually shipping these people off to be more homeless in somebody else's state, somebody else's domain. That's the problem. If we ship them, we don't have to worry about it. No, dude. No. Me personally, I have been on the road, for 17 years. I mean, some people can consider it on the run from society. I'm not afraid of society. But anyway, I just found that YouTube works for cash. I mean, YouTube has a platform for me to make money. But some of you guys don't see it that way. You see it that I am begging, that I'm scanning. But no, I am very glad that I have a platform where I can make it a job. Where this is not a hobby. This is a lifestyle. And being monetized is a blessing for me. So I don't have to hold a sign saying hungry, traveling, shit like that. That's why I use YouTube. YouTube's made me sign a W form, 1099, miscellaneous other bullshit, but I'm very lucky that I have YouTube. And I do have some dumb spending habits. And one of them it's this. And the other one is a gas-powered bicycle that has chain problems. Gotta fix that one. But anyway, those are my downfalls, is buying shit that practically has no value, but I still buy it to get some type of enjoyment out of it. See, that's the thing about being homeless. You can't buy certain items because it offends the hard workers like you. I mean, there is no clause where the homeless can't have one nice thing. I mean, I literally have $1,000 phone, almost over $1,000 phone. And like I be traveling across America, they're like, "Oh, a bum with a phone." I'm like, "That's your fucking mentality." Excuse me? You don't talk to a woman like that. You don't talk to a person like that. You don't. And I will verbally check a motherfucker. It's not my fault that rent is way too fucking high. It's not my fault that some jobs make you wait a week and then get a paycheck every 2 weeks, every week. I mean, like, there are going to be difficulties. There are some jobs. I'm not saying all jobs don't hire homeless. I'm not saying that. But when you do get a landlord of some sort, when they find out you got a job, they're going to up the rent to normal. They're not going to keep it low like they were trying to help you out in the beginning with. There are places like efficiencies that you have to pay $200 a week. There are some private rooms that are like $600 a week, $500 a week. Like there are houses that you can rent that are like $3,000 to rent, and getting that type of money back into your pocket, no homeless person out there has the values to live and sustain before their first month paycheck, before their paycheck. Like, they're struggling to get the lights. They're struggling to live. So a lot of these people that don't have the experience to talk for the homeless shouldn't talk for the homeless. I mean, like, there are people out there talking for the homeless that's never been homeless. Sleeping on your cousin's couch doesn't make you homeless. That's by law. That's by law. But anyway, I don't know politics. That's y'all defense. Jose, you don't know politics. You know what? Tell it to Jesus. Tell it to Jesus. That's what I always say. Now, like, I think personally, having any types of bans on the homeless that are not practical should be unethical. I mean, they gotta sleep somewhere. There's a certain time you gotta make it to the homeless shelter. And if they're full, and that's the only men or women, because there are facilities out there that just solely takes men, and there are some that only solely takes female and children. And like in California, there are shelters that only caters to people 25 and younger. I've experienced it. I've lied to get into a shelter. I was only like a year older. I was 26. And they were only allowing 25-year-olds. It's only a year difference. Just turned it anyway. There are shelters out there that have a lot. Like for me, if I wanted to go to a shelter, I couldn't bring my gear. Like, they do have a special little lot for it, or a big enough closet to fit your stuff. But you gotta also remember there are tweakers, there are thieveries that does go on within violence, that does go in with these homeless shelters. These homeless shelters, for people like me that are not willing to partake into violence, gang activities, we choose not to sleep there. Because we're not in this to be affiliated with some type of house drama. That's what residents call it. It's house drama and shit. But here's the basic fundamentals here. When you donate to an organization, I have no ill will or no beef with the food banks, because they're the ones that are truly helping individuals, the food banks. My issues is with missions and shelters. Missions and shelters. This is how they work, and I've seen it. Any type of value of a donation that comes in, clothing, money, the top dogs of the facility are going to get it. Then the employees, then residents, then the true homeless. That's how that shit works. Now, shelters run things a little bit different. But missions, they're allowed to double dip. But I've heard within most shelters, they're also double dipping. So they get grants. They get donations from you guys. And guess what? The third thing they're getting, tax write-offs. They're claiming every individual's on their tax, the business tax. Like, I was getting some good money a few years ago because I worked and shit, and I wanted that fucking money. Well, I found out Stillwater, Oklahoma's mission was double dipping. They're like, you're claimed, you can't do taxes. I'm like, no, what the fuck? Yeah, so what happened is, some of these shelters, they're supposed to be free, no drama, no stress, as well as missions. Well, it's a touchy subject. Yeah. They're all about fucking money. They're all fucking about money, dude. You might get a little mad, a little upset for the next topic on how you guys can accommodate or help the homeless with the ban. Because in reality, these homeless already has nowhere to sleep. Now the president wants to make it virtually impossible for someone to sleep. Now, how the community, your outside community, your neighborhood can help the homeless? You might be a little fucking call me fucking retarded, or you might be like, hell no. But open your backyard, open your house. You know, I'm not saying keep the motherfucker or whatever. Make your boundaries. Let it be known. But yeah, help your homeless or something. I mean, just don't go like overboard or anything, but in all honesty, help your homeless, not your politicians. That's what I say. Support your local dealer. Ah, you're funny. You guys are not funny though. But yeah, dude, like, you gotta think on a deeper scale why there is a homeless crisis. I mean, there's thousands of reasons, and the biggest reason that I see is people talk about drugs, the filth. You know, I understand to own a trash can, you gotta have a fucking house. You gotta have property. You gotta understand, these guys don't have properties. They don't really have a proper place to throw their garbage away. Because a lot of these stores, they don't want you to dump in their dumpsters. One guy told me that worked at a store that the company charges, the trash company charges per weight. That's why you see a lot of these locks on them supposedly. That's why some store owners throw a hissy fit. I don't know how truthful that is. I've never paid any mind to it, but that's why some of these stores, they have locks on theirs. It's not to dumpster dive. It's for weight. That company charges weight. Don't know how true that is. But also, it also prevents mess because a lot of you dumpster divers are fucking messy at times. I know, right? That'd be funny as hell if Sarah McLachlan can do that. Clint Eastwood. Dirty Harry. I don't know, gang. But I don't think that it's a good idea for the president to be unethical. I mean, I do like the guy, no homo, but in all honesty, displacement affects the balance of a community. Yeah. You know, there are reasons why particular people go back to that establishment. And once you take a certain person, groups away, it sends a bad message. It does. Yeah, I understand having flocks of people soliciting is a bad look. Get rid of those that are very, very dysfunctional. You know, there are respectful people that needs money. I understand that. But you don't need to diminish them all. I don't know. But it is a touchy subject when you talk about helping the homeless. Because everybody has a particular idea. It's very hard to talk about the homeless like this. But in reality, the best thing that could potentially help someone to litigate the laws and shit, it would have to come through a person that's been living on the street for 15 to 30 years. I mean, like, these newer cats, me personally, I don't think the newer generations of the homeless has a say. Because they truly don't know what it's like. Like, 10 years should give you enough time, as the public. You are the public. If you're homeless, you are half of the residents. You have every right to go to the the whatever community center where they hold meetings about the homeless. I think if we start just going to these meetings, I think someone that has enough experience and somewhat of a balance for the homeless community should attend to these meetings. That's what I think. But it's a hard subject to talk about. I understand. I'm gonna let a homeless person camp out in my backyard. No cap. Hey, just like be careful about it though. Just be careful. Use your intuitions. Use your better judgment. That's what I gotta say. My new slogan is help your homeless. Help your local homeless, not your politician. That's my new slogan. Yeah, Ty, I see that too. I see that most of the times. Jose, they keep putting no trespassing signs on my church to keep the homeless from sleeping out back. So I kept taking them signs down. Now, just be careful. That is vandalism, destruction to a private property. But I don't think churches should turn away the homeless. I mean, in the Bible, it does say, if you're going to do my works, you got to do it in full. Jesus has never once said half-ass it. I mean, can you fucking find it in the Bible where it says, Jesus says, half-ass my followings or pick and choose? I mean, are we really all true Christians? No. And that's where we fall short. Because if a true Christian was going to do something, they will follow in full. They'll do his works in full. Yeah. I don't believe in the New Testament, bro. I'm all for the Old Testament. Alright there, 69. Alright there. I believe you. Alright, let me see what I'm gonna do here. Alright, there we go. That's charging. I said, what the fuck? Hey, what's up there, Chris? Long time no see, too. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, all this, whatever this stuff they're talking about, I mean, I can't really, hold on. I can't really show you, because YouTube is very finicky on that, too. Alright. This thing is trying to be funny. Huh. Oh, there we go. Gotta go to YouTube. I could press the button, but I don't look for the lazy way. I just do it the old fashioned. I'm gonna make a poll here. Here we go. There we go. All right, how to raise awareness about homeless bans. Well, one of the easiest way is to talk about it within your community. Social, personal development communities. That's one of the best ways. Talk to the homeless. Like, hey, this band they have for the homeless, how does it affect you? Like, be vocal about it. Shit like that. And I really discuss on how to support the homeless within the band. Um, Offer them a place to stay, like the backyard. Get them a hotel room. Something. I don't know. Be creative. And I don't think jailing a homeless person for sleeping should be a criminal offense. Like I've talked to people that were on housing and they've been waiting for 7 years. I'm like, damn. Yeah, there's apparently a waiting list to get a house when you're on the housing list, the housing waiting list. I've talked to one guy, he's been on there for 10 years. And he's like, that's the only reason why he's homeless. Ugh, man, I mean, it's really like a spaghetti. It's like a spaghetti type of topic. There's really no definitive answers to combat homelessness. Unless you just want to completely do genocide. Some of you guys are for it. But in reality, it's a vague topic, though. Because nobody wants to penalize. Nobody truly wants to penalize someone for doing something that's natural. Just sleeping. We all have to fucking do it. We all have to at one point in your life. And unfortunately, they have to do it outside. Unfortunately. You're an ass. If you have money, you won't have trouble buying a house. Well, there are people that have money, but they are having difficult times getting the house because they have no value per se. The credit score is down. Co-signing. I mean, there's a lot of fucking possibilities. I've known some people that has money. It's just they can't get a house or land because they're deemed unworthy. Yeah. Oh man. Man, everybody wants me to be gay. That's gay. That's fucking gay. I do have a little bit. Let's read the poll. Where are we at? Definitely not want to end that one. 53% of my chat says they don't like the homeless. That's a sad. I could see it. I could fucking see it. I could see that. Like, it's basically my whole chat that hates. It's almost my whole chat. It's half of my chat that hates the homeless. It's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. You're maybe one paycheck away from being homeless. I don't know for sure, but come on, dude. Oh, that's my dog. I was like, what the fuck? Ask the chat how many people don't like the respectful and honest and nimble homeless people. Huh. Yeah, there are plenty of people that don't want to fucking work. Like, I do gotta get that bike fixed and do like maybe 100 deliveries. I'm just hoping. But if I can get that realigned, I should be doing all right. And I could do at least maybe 100 deliveries. Get my fun out of it. Jose, do you voice over what? The reason for for your band? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't do no bands. I have no bands. Nobody can be moderator. Nobody. We're done. Golly. I gotta get rid of a lot of you fucking guys that hates the homeless. Cause I don't want that shit on my fucking chat. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get rid of those people that hates the homeless. The old ways my ass. Damn, that's sad, dude. That is so sad. Mass abandonment. $300? Are you donating $300, Trevor? Dude, you be the hero for the trolls. 300. Come on, let's go. $300. Everybody, clap for Trevor, because he's sending $300 to mass unban everybody. Oh no, I don't know what I would do with $300 because I don't have $300 to know what to do with. I mean, you can't count your chickens before they hatch. I am not a veteran. Train tour. Yeah, you're a veteran of a psych ward? You're funny. All right, Chris, you're being on timeout for lying. 30 minutes. You're on a 30-minute timer. I mean, like 50? 50, Lenny. Oh, Clayton says, why are you homeless? Well, obviously, money. I got a job. Yeah. It's called YouTube. Dude, my bell. Okay, bro, I am not gonna lie to you. When I read my job, like, because they wrote everything down, and apparently YouTube is a job to the courts. YouTube is a job to the fucking courts. So shut the fuck up. Actually, what I'm gonna do is look at because I still have the email from my bail bond releasing me. That's how I found out that YouTube, DoorDash were my primary jobs. Primary job was YouTube. Secondary job, DoorDash. So shut the fuck up. If the law considers YouTube a job, then you should have respect for me, cause I'm a fucking working homeless man. I'm sitting here entertaining your dumbasses because you have nothing better to do right now. How many fucking people are here? 52. And obviously you're entertained, so cough it up. Entertaining. You motherfuckers are begging because $10 is too much. Now, who feels homeless now? $100 for what? I know, if you're just gonna donate $100, that'll help. I got Super Chat right over here somewhere. Cash Apps. Yes, you can do it through Cash App or Venmo. I am not attacking nobody. I am doing nothing of that matters, Ricky. You know what? Closed mouth don't get fed, you dumbass. Zigzag. You know what? You know what? Bye bye, Roundhouse. Where's my mods anyway? Well, you could take that fucking talking shit with the trees elsewhere. No, I don't give a shit. Nobody's being a mod. Alright, whatever, Marcus. What the fuck? Why is the. Oh.
If you ever have anything, people are going to come and try and take it, which is why they put me in jail in the first place. I have influence, and they want to take it off me.
And if that doesn't work, they kill you.
Everything comes to an end one day, unless you die. And if you die, then it doesn't matter anymore.
Andrew, welcome to the Junk Mail podcast.
I like Andrew Tate.
Well, good to meet you, Jack. First, to shake hands, thank you. It's a nice morning, having breakfast, nicotine and caffeine. Well, I'm still alive, I think, because I don't think that I'm as high profile as I previously was. Before, when I was saying those things that they were going to come for me, I was worried they were going to skip stage 2, but they're now very invested in the second stage. They're trying very hard to put me in jail. I was in jail, I'm out. I think as it stands, I currently have 8 ongoing criminal cases, which is, yeah.
Did I make more money in stage 2?
Well, when you analyze these things, it's quite interesting. If you look at, let's say, the British government, they can take a prosecutor who makes 30, 40,000 a year, they can type loads of pieces of paper, they can mess with somebody who's wealthy, who's going to hire a £1 million a month legal team, and of course, out of that £1 million a month, 50% is tax. So they're getting $500,000 a month off a 30 grand a year employee, and they have all the interests of just keeping it going for as long as possible. So the UK state, I mean, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, and I have to be careful what I say I certainly know and what I pretend I don't certainly know. But let's put it this way: Romania was a proxy. They were told by Western powers to mess with me. And then, even though
That sounds like conspiracy right there, Andrew.
what happens is, if a Western government says there's a guy in your country you want him dealt with, a prosecutor will investigate that guy. They'll put together a case. It'll go,
Alright.
that's what's happened.
Homeless band.
Here, and it's slowly being thrown away.
Homeless band. Why? It does this all the time. Man, I am dead. New homeless band law.
Okay, here are some videos.
Oh. Deputies start to arrest homeless campers. Damn, that's sad. This is all like 7 months ago. Oh, here we go.
Well, the beginning of the year means new state laws go into effect across the nation. Our Micah Thomas takes a closer look at some of the controversial laws that went into effect today and tells us what to expect. Micah.
Yes, Michael. example, California will see hundreds of new laws in a new year, but those relating to crime and homelessness have arguably been among the most discussed and are both also prominent issues here in Kern County. Now, I took a look at some of those and seeing what the laws could mean. Governor Gavin Newsom signed hundreds of bills last year to take effect in 2025. Several of those are related to cracking down on retail theft and addressing the state's growing homelessness crisis.
We are in the midst of a homeless crisis. I mean, we have been in that for quite some time. And I do believe every little bit like this helps.
According to the latest point in time Kern County report, there has been a 37% increase in homelessness since last year.
That just shows you the situation that we're in, the dire situation that we're in. I'm building these affordable housing units, converting motels to livable spaces for the homeless population.
The state began using vacant hotels and motels to house the homeless in 2020. One of the bills signed by Newsom will continue to make this resource available for communities in need of additional shelter space. Assembly Bill 2835 extends the use of privately owned hotels and motels for emergency shelter beyond 30 days to improve stability for temporary residents. Assembly Bill 3057 allows for junior ADUs to be exempt from requirements under the California Environmental Quality Act if they add time and increased costs to the development. Retail crime has been a widespread issue throughout the state. In addition to the controversial Proposition 36, which allows felony charges and increased sentencing for certain drug and theft crimes, 10 other...
I don't know what to say about that one, but like the homeless in California is insane, though. Definitely. Let's go back to the homeless.
2020, one of the bills signed by Newsom will continue to make this resource available for communities in need of additional shelter space. Assembly Bill 2835 extends the use of privately owned hotels and motels for emergency shelter beyond 30 days to improve...
But I don't see that happening. I've been to many hotels over the years, but I haven't been going to hotels in California. But out of the hotels, like Motel 6, these cheaper end hotels that are designated for those, I've never got a special deal on any kind of hotel rooms. I think that's swept under the rug. But who am I to spread some type of information that I don't know anything about California, how they run it? But in reality, here in America, I haven't run into any hotels that had a program for the homeless. Now, I've run into the police department that had vouchers for me to be in that hotel. But other than hotels helping the homeless, I haven't heard of one. Not to my knowledge. But who knows? It might have been said in my past, but I'd be like to drink. I don't like to think when I'm fucking drinking. Let me just have fun. But yeah. Banning anything that involves the homeless is never really a good topic to talk about anyway. Homeless advocates camp out overnight to protest new law. There you go. That's what we need.
Our fine is what the unhoused community could face if they're caught camping on public land starting today. But there's pushback. News Channel 5's Aaron Cantrell live for us from downtown Nashville this morning. And Aaron, advocates are actually planning to take part in some civil disobedience to try to challenge this new law that takes effect today.
That's what I am. A civil
Yeah, dozens of
disobedience.
people come together and they will march down to Riverfront Park, and they're planning to camp there overnight in protest of this law. You have groups like Open Table Nashville who are very concerned about what this means, but of course the people who live out here on the street, they're very concerned. Now, this new law creates a misdemeanor for camping under state bridges and overpasses, and a felony for camping on public land, which could lead to prison time and fines. Now, anyone with a arrest record will tell you, getting a job or finding housing, it's next to impossible with the record. Now, here in Nashville, District Attorney Glenn Funt said he won't prosecute poverty, but people like Howard Allen don't know what will happen to the unhoused living in other parts of the state. You see, Allen just got into permanent housing at the beginning of the year. Before that, he was homeless for 17 years. Now, he's concerned for what he calls his brothers and sisters living on the streets because he says the areas now protected by law are safe and convenient.
There's certain months of the year we have people that attack homelessness. And right now, the political system is attacking homeless people. And they don't realize that all the states are watching Nashville right now to see what they're doing. Criminalizing homeless people. Say a prayer, because we're not going anywhere.
We're not. Nope.
On the other side of this, you have supporters who think this law is a great thing to protect our public spaces like parks from being overrun or destroyed by the unhoused. But the plan today is
Hold on. Yeah, it's called picking and choosing. But you don't need to actually enforce it into everything of the homeless. Get rid of the riffraffs. If they're destroying the little area, get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Put trash can. Maybe if you can afford it, drop some trash cans. Talk to the sanitary people. Like, yo, there's, sanitary people. I don't know, but this is bullshit, though.
Homeless people. Say a prayer, because we're not going anywhere.
And on the other side of this, you have supporters who think this law is a great thing to protect our public spaces like parks from being overrun or destroyed by the unhoused. But the plan today is...
You know who actually destroys a park? Who really destroys it? People like you. Because you guys make it unfun when you get political and territorial. I understand the park ain't there. It ain't there for you to do your drugs. I understand the park is not there to live like it's your backyard. I understand that part. But why? I just don't know.
For the group of people to meet here at Lexington Plaza at 7, they will march down to Riverfront Park, and there some people will camp overnight. And we have more information posted on newschannel5.com.
Now to our ongoing series On the Rise. Tonight, a closer look at the city's growing homeless problem and why some residents have found themselves stuck in a vicious cycle they can't get out of. Here's News Channel 5's Chris Conti and photojournalist Bud Nelson.
Woo-woo!
They're just forgotten, they really are.
Hidden away in the depths of society, tucked under bridges, ignored below overpasses.
See you six.
We convince ourselves could never be us.
Someone might think to themselves, that could never be me.
Never say never. I mean, you never know.
There are other places Georgia and her partner Kenny would rather be. And East Ellington Parkway is certainly not one of them.
He's a vet. Why is a vet homeless?
One miss.
Hold up. See, the thing is, I'm not talking about experience. But I'm talking about people that were 1000% military and they are retired vets. The military gives you that options. How I know is because my parents were military. They're doing just fine. They're doing just fine. They're not homeless or anything remotely like that. I think what it falls down to is they want somebody to criticize. That vet, if he's even a fucking vet, would have sought help from the VA, got the qualifications, which they already got it. It was transferred to the civilian life. I don't know the ins and outs of the military stuff, but from what I know is that the military does help you transition back into society. So that plan of attack to me is bullshit.
One paycheck and a lost job. Now they've lost it all. You could be one paycheck away from this.
Yeah, one paycheck away. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in life.
Nashville may be on the rise, but so is this tent city. Estimates put our homeless population near 3,000 and growing. As this city keeps growing, do you feel forgotten?
In a sense. Yes, most definitely.
Forgotten by some, but not by all.
Y'all need some canned goods, some foods?
Once a week, hope rolls up.
How the fuck are they gonna cook it if they ain't got a way to cook?
On this recent Tuesday morning, Sherry Nicholson and her team from YAPAC Outreach were delivering the essentials.
Everything is donated.
So it's shampoo.
I don't have to be dirty to be homeless. I can be clean and still be homeless.
Georgia has learned to not take any of it for granted.
If somebody dropped you right now under this bridge, what would you need to get through the day and the night and probably the next month?
Sometimes it's shoes, other times it's a tent.
Well, I think I got a good tip for you then. How about that?
Once they've gotten what they need, the long walk begins to the place these people now call home. And it's astonishing. You wouldn't think you were in America.
You would think you're in a third world country.
The cries for help here could not be any more obvious. Nashville is at a critical junction. Affordable housing is all but non-existent.
If they're not going to house them somewhere right now, then meet them where they are right here and bring out some dumpsters.
Say if I'm new to the city, I don't know about the homelessness down here.
And as the city's homeless population continues to grow, it creates another problem. Even if some of these people wanted to get into shelters right now, they can't, because most are typically full.
Every day, just like this bridge, hundreds of people will drive by and never ever see this invisible city.
Invisible. By some estimates, nearly 50% of Nashville's homeless population are experiencing chronic homelessness. And so, instead of ignoring its existence, YAPAC is at least helping these folks get by.
What's homeless look like?
How do I know you're not homeless?
How do you know I'm homeless?
In a city experiencing unprecedented growth, these people don't want to be left behind.
We're just down on our luck. You know, don't look down on us because we're down on our luck.
Photojournalist Bud Nelson, what's your hope?
To find a solution real quick to get out of here.
Chris Condon,
My hope is to not have to be here at all.
News Channel 5.
Damn. That's our crisis, dude. I mean, if rent wasn't so goddamn fucking high, everybody would have a house. Yeah, dude. Everybody. Even the beggars will have a house. But then you gotta also get lights, water, basic needs. And then, well, first you really have to get a good job and shit, and to keep what you got. Well, it's like I said, it's a tough topic. Nobody really likes talking about. Nobody really likes talking about it. They want to sweep it under the little fucking Aladdin's rug. Yeah. Don't even know the rug's name anyway. Carpet? But I don't know. I'm going to get off this subject because, in reality, people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to be reminded about it. They think it's funny. I will come back. Probably a non-drinking stream. But anyway, if you always want longer live streams than an hour, feel free to donate. Otherwise, I'll shut her down. Peace. Till then.